Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Psycho Speaks. I'm Psycho. In today's video, we'll be discussing gaslighting, narcissists, and manipulation. So at the beginning of this video, I'll be discussing ways you can tell you're being manipulated, signs of manipulation, signs of narcissism, signs of gaslighting. How do you know you're a victim of this and stuff like that? And then we'll go into different things like that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Signs of manipulation is when they use your weakness against you. They are witty and ready to argue. They are persistent until they get a yes. So they're gonna argue and argue, and they're gonna keep bugging you until you say yes. When you say yes is when they're gonna know that they've gotten their way and when you're at your weakest point, and they'll use that against you. They'll guilt trip you. They'll use guilt trips to get their way. They gaslight you to create self-doubt. So basically they start turning things around on you and making you seem like you're worthless, and all that. That's manipulation. It's gaslighting. I'll go into gaslighting later on in the video, so like those of you that are like, what's gaslighting, like we'll go into depth on that. Some of you are gonna be like, well, how do I know if I'm a victim of this? Like, this is gonna tell you whether or not you're a victim of it or not. If you're a victim of it, I'm sorry that you're having to go through this. I know it's not an easy thing to go through on a daily basis. Anyway, let's continue. They project their feelings onto you. They give you the silent treatment. The silent treatment is one of the most horrid things you can ever do to somebody. It's mentally killing somebody, pretty much. They judge and criticize their victims, which is you. They judge and criticize you. Or they like to play the victim too. They like to play the victim. So like they'll do something until you blow up or something like that, and then they'll play like they're the victim. They like to play mind games, so we'll go over some common mind games that they like to play. Common mind games narcissists use to manipulate you. They like to use gaslighting, which is what we were talking about just now. Gaslighting is using denial, lying, misinformation, and contradiction to make you doubt your sanity, memory, and perception, not precipitation. I'm sorry. I'm on new medicine that's making me see things and all that. It's making me see things that aren't there or see things in a different way. I know this video is not about that, but yeah, this video is about gaslighting, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there about my medicine. This new medicine is making me see things that are kind of weird. The other day I was sitting here and the speaker right here behind me, there was a piece of fuzz at the bottom of it, at the floor, and there's a heater back on this side of me sitting in the kitchen, and it was blowing a piece of fuzz around at the bottom, and I thought it was two spiders dancing. Like, that's how bad my medicine has got me. Like, my medicine has got me to the point that I think a dust bunny is two spiders dancing. So there's that. Yeah. The other day I thought a log was a turkey. yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. Now I think that perception is the word precipitation. Oh, it's terrible. Just a second, let me get comfortable, guys. Y'all go ahead and get comfortable too. Those that are tuning into my video, go ahead and get comfortable. It's like the fourth time I've knocked that polished bottle down. Okay, next is projection. Criticizing others for things they do themselves as well. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. So they make fun of people. Doesn't matter what they do, they make fun of people. Guilt tripping. That's self-explanatory too. I don't have to explain, guilt tripping. Everybody knows what guilt tripping is. Silent treatment. That's what I was talking about right there. Silent treatment. Ignoring messages, calls, or questions to make you feel uncertain and to make you start doubting yourself. Negative humor, which is making critical remarks disguised as sarcasm or humor to make you feel to make you feel down about yourself, and to make them feel more superior and you to feel less secure. Pretend ignorance, which is playing dumb in order to get away with something. So, like, if they did something and you caught it, like if they were, like, cheating or something like that, and you caught it, they would be like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, or something like that. I didn't cheat, I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have proof of that. Yeah, that's pretend ignorance. Victimhood is designed to exploit someone's goodwill, to basically make you feel terrible. I guess it's to make them feel like they're the victim. The right stuff. Sorry, I'm listening to music, guys. I always do. In every video, you're probably gonna hear some sort of music in the background. I always listen to music. If you watch my first video, you notice that I talk about anxiety quite a bit. I'm an anxiety freak. I really have anxiety. I really have depression, and I really have PTSD. I really have all the videos that you're gonna see me do. Personally, if you see me go solo in a video, it's something that I have personally went through on my own, more than likely, or that I've had the opportunity to go research it myself. Gaslighting, I've went through on my own. I've personally went through that. Anxiety, I went through on my own. Depression, I went through on my own. I've personally went through depression. I personally went through anxiety. I personally went through PTSD. Music is something I listen to all the time. Personally, music is a coping skill of mine. Music is a huge, huge, huge coping skill. I like listening to music. Music mellows me out. Music makes me better. Everything I do, every day I listen to music. If I'm not listening to music, then I need to be talked to, because something is entirely wrong. I've shut down if I'm not listening to music. Anywho, back to what we were talking about. Throwing a tantrum, that's self-explanatory, honestly. Throwing a tantrum is the same thing as like if you were to watch a toddler throw a tantrum. It's the same exact thing. The same exact thing. They throw tantrums just like a toddler does. Exactly like that. Except no kicking and screaming or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? They don't kick and scream, but, you know, they don't cry or not. Well, I don't know. I had an ex that cried once before. You know. We'll get into that in just a minute, though. Okay, so we'll get into that right now. So I was in a domestic violence relationship for 4 years. I'm not going to mention the name on here. But, this guy, I went to leave him, and I went to leave him like 4 different times, and he would guilt trip me. And that's why, you know, this gaslighting video is so important to me and all that. He would literally, like, guilt trip me. I left. I went to my brother's. I went to my aunt's, and I went to my cousin's. And all 3 times I came back because he guilt tripped me to come back. And I want you to know the time that I was leaving to go. Where was I going? I can't remember exactly where I was. I was trying to leave the first time. I was in my apartment, and he wouldn't let me leave there. I'm sorry, I have static in my hair. It's bugging me. It's trying to stick to my face. He got on his knees and he was legit trying to beg me to stay. And he was like, I swear I'll change, baby, I'll change, I promise, and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, alright, you know, yeah. Alright. Okay, I trust you, you know, you'll change, whatever. So I stayed. I was pregnant, you know, I'll stay. So shortly after I had our baby, he didn't change. Matter of fact, things got worse. He started getting more hands-on. And, that's not what this video is about, but I figured, you know, someone out there wants to hear the story, so here's my story. So he got more hands-on. I left. I went with my cousin for a week. And, I came back thinking, you know, maybe the week away, maybe he changed. I took my kid, you know, I took our child with us. I'm not gonna mention what gender it was because then it'll give away, you know. It might give away who the person is. I'm not sure how, but yeah. We just keep that under wraps. Well, seeing my face, it might do that anyway, so what the crap, I might just tell anyway. It was a girl. My daughter. I took her everywhere with me. She never left my side for 3 years. She never left my side. And, yeah. We'll get into that story another time. That's a different story. But, so I come back home from my cousins, and, you know, he changed for about a week after me coming home, and we got our own place. Shortly after I got back, we, you know, had to get our own place. I got evicted. I was feeding my daughter, and the landlady walked in and saw me feeding my daughter, and I hadn't finished sweeping up and stuff, and she evicted me. Yeah, so there's that. So we got a trailer of our own. Things were going great after we moved in, and then things rapidly declined downhill. It was a landslide after that. Um, Hiding the bruises were tough. I had to wear long sleeves all the time, which is basically why I still wear them now. It's kind of like it's an insecurity thing, not an abuse thing. It's kind of like it's kind of like a baby blanket type of thing. Right now it's cold, so I kind of have to. But in the summer, like it could be 90 degrees and I'll be wearing a jacket, and that's pretty much why, because it's kind of like a security blanket thing. But yeah, back in those times I was wearing pants in the summer and long sleeves and stuff like that to hide the bruises. He wouldn't put bruises on my face or anything where he knew people would see. He would put it where people wouldn't see, so people wouldn't know. And I would hide it because I didn't want people making a big deal out of it, even though it was a big deal. You know, I was afraid if someone would say something, it would make things worse for me. So time went by. We got into an argument. He kicked straight through a wall in the trailer. Told me he'd never put his hands on me again. He didn't. We got into he started getting into car wrecks on purpose. I had bruises all over my legs from car wrecks and stuff. And then he after he kicked through the wall, he got real frustrated and grabbed me by my legs. I had bruises on my ankles for a week, where he grabbed me by my ankles and he pulled me off the couch. And he told me to get out. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Walk down the road with the kids? And he was like, yeah, just get out. So I did. I took my children and I left. And I called my mom and I went to my brother's and I spent a week at my brother's house with my kids. I took both of them with nothing but the clothes on our backs and a bag of diapers. And if it wasn't for my mom and my dad, my brother, I don't know what I would have done at that point in time, because they really had my back at that point. And so a week went by and our daughter had learned to walk a little bit. We were trying to teach her. She had started learning to walk with help. And I had been sending him pictures and videos and stuff of her learning to walk with help and stuff. And he was doing the guilt trip thing. And, well, he was like, you have 2 babies here that need you. When are you coming home? And I was like, 2 babies there, what do you mean? And he ended up getting like 2 baby kittens, which is one of the other things I was talking about, basically guilt tripping to come home. He got 2 things which he knew would draw me back home. He knew they would draw me back into coming home. So I ended up going back home to take care of the kittens. And again, he changed for about a week. And I was like, well, maybe this is it. Maybe he's changed for good this time. And he didn't. And a couple months later, the same thing happened, you know. We ended up, almost, we lost our place, our trailer, because we couldn't pay rent and everything was starting to leak on it and stuff like that, and the power was going up and all that. So they shut the power off, and we ended up moving back in with mom, which that was our saving grace at that point in time, because that helped me get out of that relationship. Actually, somewhere in between staying with my brother and staying with my cousin, I think I stayed with my aunt somewhere in that time period too. No, my daughter was older by then. She was old enough to be walking. I think we were living with mom, but things had gotten a little better. But no, it wasn't. It was after. Yeah, sorry. After we had moved in with mom, my aunt was like, "Hey, you want to come up here and spend a couple, days with me?" And I was like, "Sure." So I ended up going to spend a week with her. A couple of days ended up turning into a week, which was great because I loved, getting away for a little while. So he ended up going to stay wherever he went, and I went and stayed with my aunt. And I come back home. We went to mom's, and as soon as I got back, he was there waiting and all that. And then he had started getting better for a little while until they left, until we were alone, And then I was like, things are not working. Things are not working out between us. So he wasn't happy about it, but he agreed to it because he had no choice. We was living, at my mom's. I don't know how many times I'm gonna knock that bottle down tonight, but it's happened so many times. So anyway, so we ended it, and we were just, I kind of let him just stay there because he really didn't have nowhere else to go. So I kind of let him just chill out there. I guess I kind of felt sorry for him. And so me and my husband now, that picture right there, that's us. While we were dating, when we first started dating, my ex, the one I'm talking about in this video, actually tried to run him off. He actually tried to come between us and stuff like that, which didn't work because this dude is ex-military, and he's was in the Marines and stuff like that, and he don't scare too easy. And well, other than that, he was really devoted to wanting to be with me. We've known each other since we were teenagers, so there's that. So my ex didn't respect me a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? And he disrespected me quite a bit when my parents were gone. And like I said, he tried to run my husband off quite a bit when we were dating, when we first started dating and stuff like that. And I was on the phone with one of my good guy friends that I had met at a place I used to work at. And my ex gets in my face and starts yelling at me for no reason at all because I'm talking to a guy. And it's not even his business, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, I told the dude on the phone, I'm like, I gotta get off the phone. I gotta call my mom. I gotta shut this down. So I did. I got off the phone, called my mom. I said, hey, how fast can I have this guy out of here? Because he's in my face yelling at me. And I mean, when I say he's in my face yelling at me, I'm not talking about like in my face like this right here. I'm talking about his nose is touching mine. He's pushing me around the yard in my face. Okay, so like, I was like, alright, that's it, I'm done. So I call mom, and she's like, we can have him out now. And I was like, good, okay. He left that day. And ever since then, I've been free. And that's what I was talking about with like gaslighting and domestic violence and stuff like that. If you're stuck in a relationship like that and you need help out, find a strong support system. Find someone that you trust with secrets like that isn't gonna make matters worse, and disappear. Like, don't even let that person that you're wanting to escape from know that you're leaving. Just go. Just change your number and go off the radar. Go somewhere they're not gonna know you are, and just go. It'll be a lot better in the long run. You'll be a lot happier. It's going to take some time to get better. I mean, I'm still suffering from things, you know what I'm saying? I'm still suffering from mental issues that I developed back when I was, you know, with my ex, with when I was in all these bad things. I'm sorry, my neighbors just flew up the road for no reason. They always do that. It's no big deal though. But like I was saying, I'm sorry, talking about that kind of weirded me out a little bit. If you can get out, get out. If you need help getting out, find someone you trust to help you get out. If you need someone to call out to kind of be that helping hand, We Are the Warriors is on Facebook. If you have a Facebook page, look us up. I'll drop the link in the caption below. You can tap that link. It'll take you right to the Facebook page. If you don't have a Facebook page, the comment section below is always on where you can comment. If you don't feel comfortable commenting, try to have someone that you know that has a Facebook reach out to us and find a way to reach out to us that way. I'll try to get some sort of messaging. I don't feel comfortable giving my number out like that because I've had stalkers before, and stalkers are not a fun thing to deal with. So there's that. I just put that out there. That's great. Okay. Anyway, we have a lot to cover in this video. So, we'll get back to gaslighting. Now that I've brought you down with my story. Great. So here's what gaslighting sounds like. Gaslighting sounds like you need help. You're so emotional. Why so defensive all the time? I wouldn't have done that to you. You're always twisting things. You're imagining things. That's false accusation. Accusation. God bless America. That's false accusation. Don't get upset over nothing. I didn't mean it like that, obviously. Don't be so sensitive. You're so dramatic. Calm down. Okay, number one, calm down is the worst thing you could ever say to a female, period. Calm down is the worst thing you could say to anybody suffering from any type of mental problem at all, period. Just saying. You sound so crazy. And they're gonna tell you that to make you sound like you sound crazy. And you don't sound crazy. They're just wanting you to they're wanting to make you sound like you sound crazy. Whew, that's a lot of... Wow, I just went there. Okay. Anywho, you're remembering things wrong. I was just joking. It's your fault. It's not a big deal. I didn't say that. That didn't happen. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Why are you even here if I'm so terrible? And they'll say that to try to make you seem like you got a way out, and then you try to leave, and they'll victimize you. They'll make you feel like they'll play a victim. They'll be like, well, please don't leave me, and they'll tantrum it and all that other stuff. And don't fall for that. Oh my gosh, don't fall for that. No. Next, you're the one who's lying. And then the last but not least, I never did that. How many of you have heard that before? I never did that. I can't count the times I've heard that. Oh my gosh. I caught my ex cheating one time. I went through his phone. He left a magnet sitting on his phone one time. And I figured the magnet had messed his phone screen up, so I opened it up. Curiosity got the better of me, you know. So I may or may not have popped his Facebook open. And I decided to go through it. Well, I found a bunch of these messages where he had messaged girls asking them to see personal items, personal pictures. I confronted him about it, and he flipped it around on me. Made me seem like I was berserk. He said, "What are you doing going through my phone?" Got all mad, defensive. I said, "What are you doing leaving a magnet sitting on your phone?" And then I threw it to him. Yeah. I don't remember what happened after that because I blacked out. There's that. Alright, more. Let's talk about it some more. Alright. A narcissist's favorite things to say. You didn't let me finish what I was saying. And they're gonna say this to make you stop countering their arguments and allow them to inflict more emotional abuse. Here's one. Just because I didn't do what you wanted when you wanted it. They're making you feel guilty for having rights and boundaries. What about your issues? When failing to take responsibilities for unacceptable behavior. Wow. That's sad when they start doing that. When they're not caring about what you're going through. When they're not caring about you. That shows they don't really love you. You know who does really love you? Me. And I know a lot of you watching this video are like, how can you love me? You don't even know me. Well, guess what? If you can hate for no reason, I don't see a problem why you can't love for no reason. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, next one. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm sorry, what more do you want from me? Followed by justification for the behavioral... Followed by justifications for the behavior with body language that is clearly not aligned with an apology. Which is basically what I just did. I'm sorry. What more do you want from me? Yeah. So if they're doing that, yeah. If they're up in your face, I'm sorry, what more do you want from me? No. They're not sorry if it's not sincere. If you can't feel that apology. If they go, I'm sorry, but it was blah blah blah. If there's a but after that apology, stop it right there. Stop it right there. Interrupt that shit. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My bad. I'm starting to use adult language. I'm getting heated. I'm sorry. I apologize for any of my subscribers that just heard me drop the S-bomb. I know we're adults here, but I try not to do that on a lot of my videos. I do it on a daily basis, but I try not to do it here. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. Here's another one. I don't know what you're talking about. An attempt to discredit facts, regardless if they had been agreed on as little as 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Ooh, this one's new to me. I've never heard this one before. You made me cheat on you. Projecting the blame for their behavior. Yeah. I've never heard anybody tell me I was the reason. Like, it's your fault I cheated on. I've never heard anybody tell me that it was my fault they cheated on me. I've been cheated on. I got cheated on while I was in the hospital having my daughter. And I found out from my neighbors. And it was hard to find out. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that had happened. No, I didn't want to believe that happened. But it did. My ex took a blonde girl. I wasn't blonde at the time. I'm blonde now. I wasn't blonde at the time. My ex took a blonde girl into my apartment while I was in the hospital having our daughter. And I found out from several neighbors, not just one. Yeah. Okay, you're the only person who thinks like that. Using allies, real or imagined, to back up their lies and manipulations. Making it seem like you ain't got nobody on your side. Why can't you just get over the past? Oh man, that one's a good one. Wow. Followed by unacceptable behavior. Well, well, well. Yep, there's that. So guys, if you are in a relationship where you are being manipulated, and it goes both ways, girls manipulate guys too, as bad as I hate admitting it. I hate admitting it because I'm a girl. I hate seeing people that are of this. Just, no. Everybody's supposed to be kind to one another. We're not supposed to be like this. We're not supposed to be full of hate. We're supposed to love one another. Especially in times like this. We're supposed to love one another. Now is the time we need to build each other up. Now is the time we need to build each other we need to just love one another. Compliment each other. A small compliment a day doesn't hurt. You would be surprised how much your state of mind, I guess is what I'm looking for, would change. It would make you so much happier. Just one compliment a day. One good deed a day. Kindness is the key to the kingdom. Okay. One more thing before I get out of here, guys. Avoid people who mess with your head. Intentionally and repeatedly do and say things that they know upset you. Expect you to prioritize them, but refuse to prioritize you. Can't and won't apologize sincerely. And last but not least, act like the victim when confronted with their abusive behavior. So, anybody that's facing that kind of behavior, that's going through that kind of mental abuse, does not deserve it. Just know that's not the kind of life you need to live. That's not who you are. That's not your worth. You don't deserve it. No matter how much they make you think you deserve it, you don't. No matter how hard it's going to be to get out, there is a way out. I know the way out. The way out is very difficult, but there's a way out. Just drop off. Don't, like, that sounded terrible. Don't just, like, you gotta have a strong support system. Drop off sounded terrible. That sounded like I was telling you to kill yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't want you to do that. We want you here. Tomorrow needs you. What we want you to do is get you a strong support group. Get you someone you can trust. It's hard to find right now, I know. I know. I don't have many I can trust. Get you someone you can trust. One of your closest, bestest friends. A family member that you can trust. Call out to them. Someone that you can stay with for a while. And disappear from that narcissist. Get away from it. Change your number if you can. And go ghost. And don't look back. Remember, sometimes it hurts more to hold on than it does to let go. And if you like what you saw in this video, please subscribe. I don't think there's a subscribe button gonna pop up here, but it's down there somewhere. If you have a Facebook page and you do need someone to call out to, We Are the Warriors is on Facebook. I always drop my links in the comment, or not in the comment section, but the little thingy down below here. Holler at us there. We're always listening. We're always there to help. No one should walk through the dark alone. It's not fun dealing with that kind of thing by yourself. And remember, look for the light in the dark. There's always positive in a negative day. Every day. Doesn't matter. If you're having a bad day, there's always something good. There's always something good in the bad day. I love everybody. I'll see you guys on the next video. Subscribe. Hit me up on my Facebook. We Are the Warriors. This is Psycho Speaks. I love everyone. We'll get through it together. And you are not alone. Bye, guys.